What's going on to you Geminis out here? Hopefully y'all are having a good day. So for you Geminis, you have the Magician, and then you have the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Wow, a lot of cup cards. And then there's a cup card, or a cup, excuse me, right there on the Magician's altar or desk. Well, more so altar. All right, so for you Geminis, the Magician is ruled by Mercury or Pluto. Very interesting. So there's definitely a sense of you Geminis understanding that you are trying to accomplish something. So you're gonna have to, All right, after this video, you're gonna, when you're trying to accomplish something, and so there's a sense of you having to let go of a couple of things. So there's definitely some sort of walking away that you Geminis are doing spiritually and emotionally as well. Obviously, physically, right? Obviously, that's the easiest thing to do. Just walk away. Literally, prima facie, just walk away. But the thing is that for you, this is more so a sense of emotionally, mentally, spiritually, doing the walking away, right? You're gonna have to let go of certain things, certain people, doing some spring cleaning again, right? And then the Nine of Cups, though, you know that it's gonna be for a good decision. It's gonna be a good choice that you do it. A lot of you Geminis are thinking about, you're weighing your options as to what's going on, if it would make sense. And a lot of you Geminis are coming to find out that making certain moves, letting go of some certain people, certain attachments that you have, is actually going to do you very good. You're going to thank yourself later on down the line for you actually making that decision to let go of those certain things and those certain people. That's interesting because the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands right here represents, it represents a couple of things. Number one, it represents you starting on your journey yet again, because a lot of you Geminis have chosen to already do that. You've already done that, where you have essentially excommunicated certain people. And then now it just speaks to like you now being in a position where you are starting brand new again, in the sense that, again, you've excommunicated certain people. Your life is clear. You have way more time on your hands because of the fact that you've excommunicated certain people. So now you get a chance to legitimately do the things that you want. You get to live how you want, do what you want, right? Because you have less time on your hands. And so this is you Geminis now keeping yourself productive, doing the things that that you need to do, and actually being productive with it, and trying to see how far you Geminis can go with it. And then not only that too, but also it also represents like, other people trying to have you Geminis to hang out with them. They don't necessarily quite understand why it is that you're deciding to lay low. So maybe a couple of people have decided to come by, and they don't really understand why you Geminis are laying low, what you're doing. Why would you change up on them? It's not that you've changed up. What it is that you understand that in order for you to, like I said, again, I know what I'm doing because this popped up some readings ago, but it's still a sense of you Geminis, you have kept them, and now this type of instance is happening again, right? Sometimes, I'm gonna be real with y'all, sometimes things need to pass by your mind 2, 3, 4 times, spaced out. You'll have a thought, you'll have a specific thought. Obviously you have thoughts, but you'll have a specific thought January at the top of the fiscal year, and then you'll shoot off whatever, and then you'll have that same thought because you shoot it off in June. And then you're like, dang, I did think about this. I actually really did think about this, having to start stuff like this for a little while. Like, why this stuff is occurring again, right? And it's not one of those things where it keeps that, where it bothers the rest of you, right? It's more so where it's something that it pops up, you shoo it off, goes back into the subconscious, waits dormantly for a little while, pops up, every now and again. And so the situation for you is that now a lot of you Geminis are actually acting it, really doing it. And what's going on here is that, those same people, they're not going to want to distance themselves from you because they got love for you. So it's like they don't really understand why you Geminis are moving the way that you're moving. Please don't do this. But again, like, if you Geminis have made the decision that you're going to cut them off or excommunicate them, you probably have made a thought about this that you probably should. Not because y'all are on some Gemini stuff where it's like you hot-headed, but more so you Geminis have been thinking about this because you know that they're not really compatible with where you are in your life. And they're just surface friends, where it's like, or surface romantic relationship, right? Where it's like the two of y'all look cool on paper, but that's the thing. Like, when you actually get into the actual nitty gritty, the actual substance, you legitimately think about it on a deeper level of how compatible the two of y'all actually are for real. Even when things don't necessarily aren't fun and festive all the time, you Geminis realize that it's not really a very good match between you and them. And so that's why a lot of you Geminis understand why it is that you're cutting certain people off, right? And you're choosing to distance yourself from them. It's because long term, you're not really you're not really acquainted with them. There's some people whom, some fine ones. I mean some flavors, but they're boring, like they don't know how to have a conversation. You're trying to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? They don't, you feel me? What I mean when I say that they're boring, I mean they for real, like they're boring. They don't know how to have a conversation. They can't, they can't, you know what I'm saying, get up in my mind to where, they whet my appetite. They whet my appetite for my imagination. None of that. Just, you say what's up to them. They you know what I'm saying? They take, they get back to you and stuff like this or whatnot. But like, you know what I'm saying? They here they go, steadily playing the game. You're not a priority. All right, okay. You're fancy. You're a celebrity. Okay. All right. You're too deluded in your own self-importance. Okay, we get that. Okay. All right. So you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like, and so you get to a point where, when you see people on that type of time, you just cut them off. And you Geminis are doing the right thing, because if you know that's what it is that you have to do, listen to yourself on that one, right? Because there's been times where I've really thought about something hard and I knew that it was the good choice to make. When other people were trying to convince me, man, you don't know what you're talking about, you're losing it. And then come to find out, it actually ended up being a very wise decision, because I really did it. I was thinking about doing something for months, and I was really even giving myself pushback, right, internally, about what if this doesn't work out? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? And to really think about myself, like, okay, this, that, and the third, and gain the knowledge, and to really educate myself. And then by the time I made the decision, I knew what it is that I was talking about, right? Same thing with, for an example, the 50-50 conversation, right? A lot of people was like, yo, Kareem done the gone fool, not even realizing I have over 20 years of experience with peeping why 50-50 relationships work, why it's the only healthy relationship. The other relationship dynamics are unhealthy. Watching people who, put the majority of the responsibility on one person, they end up losing it after a while. They end up not taking it. The relationship ends up breaking up. Constantly watching it, constantly how remembering how the two of them started, and then getting slight glimpses of what it looks like when relationships are 50-50. They didn't have a whole lot. They both working together, they getting it together, but you can tell they are, and I hope YouTube don't hit me for this, they are madly in love. They are just as enthusiastic. They have a little one. They are just as enthusiastic to be in this relationship as the day they first met. They are still in love, and they have been in love for 5 years, and they have not stopped. They are not married technically on paper. They're married in soul and spirit, and that's what it is that they need. They are married spiritually, and it's beautiful. It is something that, I have seen every now and again that I wish that I had. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not coveting them and looking to break them up, but I'm saying that it's something that is beautiful that I wish that I had. Well, I was like, that's a beautiful thing. Maybe one day I'll have that, But you know what I'm saying? And I've known this since 2005. And so you Geminis making those decisions definitely were good for you, because the King of Cups, the Lovers, and the King of Wands, right, represents how you Geminis. The Lovers is Gemini. This is about how you Geminis are in a space where, this is about how you Geminis are in a space where, for you, what you've got going on here is you're looking for people that can help you. First and foremost, you know who the people who rock with you are, but you're also looking to elevate. Not saying that you're stepping on toes to do that, but what I am saying is that you Geminis understand that you don't need a whole lot of people around you in order for you to succeed. You need some people around you who at the core value really see something in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself at this current point in time. And so the King of Wands represents, that's what's going to help you grow. That's what that lights a fire in you, right? And then you have the King of Pentacles and then the Ace of Cups, which represents how, here they go, which represents how you Geminis are in a space where you can build upon that. You can use that kind of focus. You can use that kind of focus to help you elevate and get you Geminis to where it is that you want to be. Let's clarify the Ace of Cups. That you have the Sun card, Scorpio energy, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and then you have the Three of Cups. To clarify the Ace of Cups. So you Geminis just got to sit back and be more focused on what it is that you are about. Your life has to become more clear about what it is that you want. And so you Geminis are doing that by the excommunication of certain friends or letting go of certain attachments that you once had. You're already on the verge of doing that. You're already doing the work. You give up. Let me explain something to you. You give up a lot. I gave up my friends. I gave up, running around and all this goofy. Like, I knew what I was getting into when I was doing this YouTube thing, when I started it. And I was happy to do it. I'm still happy to do it. You know what I mean? If I had a choice to do it again, I would do it again, in a heartbeat, because I know what it is I'm getting into. The Knight of Swords and the Three of Cups, right, represents how a lot of are in a position where, for you Geminis, they're going to be upset with you a little bit, but you Geminis have to stand your ground. I mean, it is what it is. But then you'll also have people who will support it, that can understand and kind of, obviously they're doing their own thing as well, but can also provide you with whatever it is that you may need in order to move forward. So it's a beautiful reading, because it just shows how good a family and friends and a support system that you Geminis really do have around you, that you may not have even known how deep the rabbit hole goes, how serious they are with supporting you. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. I'm at 24,000, coming up on 24,700. That would really help if you watch the videos, watch it again, show it to your friends, show it to your family members, whomever. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section. Get a reading from me, the books that I have, the Kareemspiritworks clothing that I have, which I will be showing off. I'm going to get me some Kareemspiritworks sliders in this mug, yo, for real. The link to all of that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Peace.